Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, Miss, and welcome to my explanation and analyzing for three poetry from Robert Frost and one short story from Shirley Jackson. My name is Akadika Nukaputra, and the name is 33240013. Part 1, the explanation. Uh, I chose the topics is plot twist and the difference between traditional and modern plot because I love the plot very much. The plot is the main goal of a story or even a movie. Uh, the plot twist is the meaning of an unexpected change in the direction or outcome of a story designed to surprise the audience and make them rethink what they thought they knew, making them feel believable upon reflection, and are used to create suspense, surprise, and deeper engagement with the narrative. Uh, from my own uh, from my very own explanation, plot twist is some kind of something that happen when you reach in different time. Either you watch in the beginning, the middle, or in the end. Plot twist can happen in any time and anywhere. When you knew about the main character is good, but then in the end, he's revealed by a plot twist that he is evil. That's some kind of thing. And the difference between traditional and modern plot is traditional plots are typically linear with a clear beginning, middle, and the end. That is a traditional. Examples like uh, How to Train Your Dragon. Yes, with a clear beginning when the main character is doesn't want to kill the dragons. In the middle, the boy somehow very good at it when handling a dragon, but miscommunication with his father. And the end, his goal is being achieved by uh, his own action by training the dragons, carrying the dragons, and understanding the dragons. And the father uh, have no other choice but understood his son by accepting the fate. Yeah, nah. And following a cause and effect sort of to each other definition. And about the modern plots often feature complex character and sometimes with no clear resolution. Like example with uh, Alita Battle Angel. Complex character is the main character is a robot girl who is searching his own identity because her memory is somehow being gone by his own mind, and the story is so complex and no clear resolution. When she found the memory, she somehow not wanted, no, I mean not not happy when she saw her memory because uh, in her past she was a rebel, but in this new life and new beginning, she's a daughter of a scientist and a doctor who, in the name of Doctor Octavius. No. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. In the name of Dr. Obi. Yes, Obi. Traditional stories frequently aim for a strong moral. Yes. We Let's get back to the beginning. The example is the Lion King. The moral of the message is uh, you will have to be brave when doing something new in your life. Yes, even though that something is very difficult and very scary when first time doing it. Whereas the modern stories may prioritize storing our characters in experience. Yes, exactly. Like example, Alita Battle Angel. Uh, from the beginning to the end, the movie is always show the main character skills, experience, stories, backstories, her goal, her mistakes, and other things. Yes, it's always focused on her side of the story. Action based, yes, action. Eh, she doing fighting, and let's go to the next slide. Key aspect of the plot twist. The first is unexpected change. A plot twist introduces a sudden turn of events that was not easily predicted. A sudden turn, yes. When you reach in the end of the movie or in the story, but suddenly the narrator give you a scene that will blow your mind away. Like somehow, uh, the the purpose is not about this but about that. Yes, event that was not easily predicted, yeah, not predicted begitu. Can occur anywhere, yes. The plot twist can happen at any time and anywhere. Maybe in the first or the middle, in the end, or maybe in the specific place or situation, condition. And examples, Planet of the Apes. We thought that the planet is being conquered by gorillas, by apes, but when the humans step up, we have hope that the humans will solve this problem. But in the end, the planet is being taken over by hundreds and a thousand apes who will rule the world. Yes, yes, that is a plot twist. And then the features of the traditional plot between modern plot. The character, typically straightforward character with clear motivation. Example like the Lion King. I will make it simple so you can memorize and imagine the image, the story, the visual. The main character is wanted to move on about his past, but somehow he cannot because he is guilty and feel responsible about his action. Straightforward, clear motivation. He wanted to prove that he is not guilty. Yes, the themes. Moral lesson, yes, the moral lesson in the end, like the Lion King, pacing can be slower, yes. The movie sometimes is very slow and narrative introduction. The beginning introduce the name of the main character, the story, the background, the goal, the purpose, rising action when something happens in the middle but in the first, climax in the end but in the middle, and resolution in the end. But when the modern plot characters more complex, nuanced, and more complex, the character is so confused. The themes often embrace ambiguity and leave reader with question. Like this is a different example, like K-pop Demon Hunters. In the end, we saw a demon tiger is still being there in the rooftop of the building, and we thought, maybe this movie will have a second part, a sequel, and that is making us questions. Is the story will be good at the previous one or will be a chaos? The pacing often fast, yes, the fast. In the beginning, like K-pop Demon Hunters, you introduce our three main characters with a song that absolutely good, and then 10 minutes later another song came, another, and yeah, the conflict in that movie is about a song. The narrative may have no clear climax or resolution. Yes, sometimes the characters uh, is confused, being no, yes. The second slide is part 2, study case about 3 poetry and 1 short story. Poetry number 1, Out Out by Robert Frost. No, 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 no. I am sorry, miss. Uh, When I read this poem and then I analyze, I found three things. One, the social from this poetry is about a boy and his family. The historical about the poem is a young, hard work boy who wanted to do things in his house by cutting wood with his saw. Second, the symbols from the beginning and the very first line, the bus, saw, snow, and water in the yard, mean that the location is near a house but also near a small forest. Another line that I found interest is, and that line is, his sister stood beside him in her apron to tell them supper. The meaning from the word supper is that someone is a someone, and that someone is his own sister, is telling the boy to stop and take a rest by going inside the house to get his supper. But fate is untold. By the time she said that word, something horrible happened. The third is the image that I found when reading this poem is scary, worried, and guilty. Scary is from the boy hand being cut by the saw. Boy is from the family, the sister, the father, the mother. And the guilty is from his action, maybe. From his action when he wanted to help his father by cutting the woods with a big saw, and then when his sister tell supper, he lean his face but the hand is still working, and suddenly he accidentally cutting his own end, maybe. The second poetry is stopping by woods on a snowy evening. The social from this poetry is between a young man and the obstacle along the way. The second is the symbols. In this poem is he gives his harness bells a shake. The purpose of the line is he wanted to ring the bell to see if somebody is home and hoping to lend him a hand or help. And the last line that I found mystery is, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. Whew, nice. When I think about this line, I wonder if the man inside this story has something hidden in his mind, like a promise. But what and to who? What purpose? To make this man go many obstacles like the snow, the wood, the dark, the cold, the windy, and to who? Maybe to his mother, father, sister, or maybe to his friend, maybe? Promise? That, and the last is the image. When I read this poem, it's very clear that the atmosphere is cold, windy, gloomy, and unsettling because it's giving me the chills whenever I read the poem, like a straight journey from the start to finish. Poem number 3 and the last poem is The Road Not Taken. The source from this poem is about different path to take between the woods and the road. The second is the symbols that I found when looking at the line is two exactly. The first is to wear it bent in the underground, and because it was greasy and wanted to wear. The two lines is very obvious that the narrator wants us to be careful when choose two different words because you never know what up ahead of you. And the last line is making me a bit confused. The line is somewhere edge and edge hands. Is the time reference the 90s or the 20s? Because somewhere edge and edge. somewhere in the age. Age is not about the age in the human like 20 years old. No, age mean by that time on his existence. Maybe in 1995 or maybe in the 2000s, maybe. Or this meant by someone who will go to place where no age is defined. Yes, maybe that is. And the third is the image that I capture when up to the poem is a moving car and the person David go to somewhere. Astaghfirullahaladzim. And the last is the short story analysis by the Shirley Jackson, and the name of the story is The Lottery. From the title itself, we can know instantly that the story is about the lottery. A lottery is a ticket that when you scratch with a coin, you sometimes get, that is a gambling, get a $1 million maybe, or a zonk. And this story is about a man who wanted to buy a ticket, and when he scratched it, he found himself a situation that will change his life forever. The plot itself is showing us the readers about ticket that has been obtained by someone in the village, and the person who wrote the ticket becomes a very horrifying human who will do anything to obtain something valuable, and some humanity does not hold the power to hold back the evil and bad things in the mind, the brain, and the thoughts. Yes, the story uh, is very unique, but in a good way, maybe, or in a bad way. Because when I read this story, I somehow go into the story itself, like jump into the situation, the condition about a village. Because in the village, whenever I think about the village, the economy people is very low because in the village. But when someone found a million pet that will take to some new life, the mind itself instantly changes 360 degrees from an ordinary human who has good good positive thinking, good into horrifying, no, into a horrible person, a scary personality. Yes, that's it. End of the slide. Oh, okay. Okay, Miss, that is for all for my presentation for the PBL. I am so sorry for my result when I search for the explanation. The analysis is not 100% complete, not 100% perfect, but I hope that Miss can give me minimal C grade. Miss don't have to give me an A or a B. Just give me C, and that will make me a very happy boy. And once again, I am so sorry, Miss, for my presentation. Thank you for listening, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.